We continue our Association Leadership Spotlight conversation with Bill Caudill, President of the Eastern United States Pipe Band Association. In Part 1, he discussed some of the moves the EUSPBA has made in his first year leading the world's largest piping and drumming association, such as work to bring the numerous police and fire department pipe bands in the eastern United States into the fold. In Part 2, Bill Caudill discusses the benefits and challenges of the EUSPBA's rule that its president can serve a maximum of two-year terms in the role, plus his view to the second and final year of his current term.
I tell you, I was just having a conversation about this with one of our former presidents just a few days ago, and it was actually saying, "Hey, I feel just like you. You feel like you're halfway through your term, and you've answered a lot of phone calls, answered a lot of emails, attended a lot of meetings, but you haven't really accomplished anything. And granted, that doesn't necessarily have to be a personal accomplishment. Everybody's accomplishing things together, as a team. But I think there's obviously room for change, time for change that gives you a bit of a starting point and ending point to set goals within. It would be difficult, I think, for us to have someone that was serving for 8 years, something like that, unless that person was a very, very strong leader. That's the way our bylaws are set up. That's the way our founding fathers back in the 1960s had it set. So that's what we've got to follow with. It is a bit. I'm looking and thinking, well, there's 10 months now left in my term. What am I going to do? What am I going to get accomplished here? So yeah, it's like a little ticking clock to a degree, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. When I threw my hat in the ring, we had a number of elections which had gone uncontested. I didn't feel like that was healthy for an organization. Every organization's got to have people that are being nurtured along into leadership positions, and so that's what I would like to do by being a little bit more inclusive and getting anyone involved that would like to be involved, as opposed to feeling that it's a closed shop, as a Southerner, a good old boys network, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
To be able for all.
Yeah. Now, before we wrap up, just anything else you'd like to add that comes to mind about being the leader of by geography anyway, the world's largest pipe band organization?
Well, we have a lot of talented people within our association. We have a lot of good people within our organization that have a lot to offer. I've been a member of this organization for the best part of 40 plus years, and I have seen our standards rise. I have seen a lot of people come and go. I think of myself coming up here in the South. There was 5 or 6 of us that were coming on that were roughly the same level of playing, and there's only a couple of us, 2 or 3 of us that are left playing these days. That's an unfortunate thing. We need to look for continuity. We need to look for including as many people as possible. We need to look at further outreach. I think some of the other associations, the Western Association, Ontario, has some very innovative ideas about how to outreach and to get young people involved. We need to piggyback onto those sorts of ideas to keep this going in a strong way here in the Eastern U.S.
Well, Bill Caudill, we really appreciate the time you've taken to speak with us about the Eastern United States Pipe Band Association, one of the thriving, in terms of ideas and trying new things, organizations in the world. And we wish you all the best for your next year of your term as president of the EUSPBA.
Thank you very much, Andrew. It's been a pleasure being with you.
Our thanks to Bill Caudill for taking the time to speak with Pipes Drums readers and viewers. Stay tuned to Pipes Drums for the next installment in our Association Leadership Spotlight series.